His name is King K.Rool, the Croc King himself, King Slammer, King Crusher. And his backstory? Well, that's where he kind of falls flat. We don't have a definitive backstory for King K.Rool, as in the DK manuals, all we know is that, well, he was basically taught basic math and stuff from Wrinkly Kong, and he just wanted to starve DK to steal his treehouse. And because of King K.Rool's many attacks in the Kong family, he has some pretty good feats of strength. King K.Rool has shown to be strong enough to absolutely blitz and harm Diddy Kong, and even beat Luigi as well in the mangas. Why is this so important, you may ask? It's because of scaling. You see, King K.Rool is on par with Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong when it comes to strength, and he is shown to be able to harm and absolutely blitz characters like Luigi. And Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong managed to punch the moon back to Earth, which should be around small planet to large moon since this feat has been recalculated. But that's not it. Donkey Kong, who King K.Rool evenly spares with, is the Star Child, and the Star Children are superior to Yoshi's and other characters in the Marioverse. And this Yoshi here turned Raphael the Raven into a star, and since Donkey Kong is superior to this, and since K.Rool can evenly match Donkey Kong, this puts K.Rool at a star level range in strength. Not to mention King K.Rool is pretty fast. He scales to lightning dodgers and laser dodgers, and he can dodge meteors all by himself as well. And let's see this laser feat right here. Typical lasers move at a faster than light pace, and considering that this laser hit the ground even before a second, this would put King K.Rool's reaction timing at 10 to 5 times faster than the speed of light, which is very impressive. Not to mention he can zoom around in space in a rocket barrel and dodge meteors and dodge other projectiles there too. Now let's get to King K.Rool's durability. King K.Rool survived getting blitzed by Mario, who is a Star Child, and Star Children are superior to the Yoshi like I mentioned earlier, putting his durability at star level. And this is pretty consistent since he consistently takes hits from Donkey Kong, and in DK Land 2, he tanked this island-sized explosion right here with no visible harm and managed to come back the next game. And K.Rool has some pretty insane pain tolerance. This guy fell off an elevation around 10,000 feet and survived getting mauled by sharks. He can tank blows from Donkey Kong like they're nothing, and even survive like flying about 10,000 feet in the air and surviving a crash. Not to mention King K.Rool has telekinesis. King K.Rool's telekinesis can support around 240 tons. Yes, I did the math, since each golden banana that was on the tree is the size of DK, and DK has shown to have a hard time lifting the golden bananas, meaning that the golden bananas weigh around 6 to 10 tons. Not to mention King K.Rool has sealing magic as well. He can place a curse or a spell on someone that would seal them behind a barrier, which he used on the Banana Queen. Now we're moving to King K.Rool's weapons. His first weapon is his blunderbuss, or his Captain K.Rool form. In this form he has a blunderbuss. He can shoot cannonballs, spiky cannonballs, and 3 different air blasts. One of them disorientates and makes the character's controls reverse, which basically just disorientates them. One of them freezes the character, and one of them slows down the character's functions, meaning they move slower like they're in a slow motion pace. And not to mention, King K.Rool can turn invisible while in this form or in his normal form, something I forgot to mention. This basically gives King K.Rool some form of teleportation, and when he needs to, he can pull out his boxing gloves and enter his King Crusher form, in which he can use his boxing gloves as boomerangs and as a strength boost to give him a much harder punch he needs, to win a battle. He also has his magic sealing barrel. This barrel is able to contain Donkey Kong and himself, and considering that he was sucked up at one point and was only released when Peach accidentally stumbled upon it, this would have meant that King K.Rool wouldn't have been able to escape the barrel. He also has claptrap blasters. These things can eat up matter in seconds. They can shred through metal and shred through wood like it's nothing, and eat it like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. He also has mechs, like this one that's gorilla themed, or Donkey Kong themed. It can fire a variety of missiles and fight on power with Donkey Kong and Mario, which is pretty impressive. And he has another mech which is basically a car, and it's basically a rapid hungry hippo. Some pretty cool mechs, but they're not all that good. But not to mention his King K.Rool form. In this form, he gets a copter pack that makes him go vertical or horizontal. However, the horizontal movement is limited as it will stop after a while, but he's shown to be able to go vertical infinitely. He can also summon bombs and throw mines while in this form, and can shoot electricity blasts out of his remote control. Speaking of K.Rool, King K.Rool is rather smart. He is smarter than most of the Kongs except for Cranky Kong, which he's on par with, and he's tricked the Kongs multiple times with his technology, and has tricked him full DK multiple, and I mean multiple times. He can create potions that give abilities to others, and he's somewhat of a trickster, like when he fakes being knocked out or beat. And for his feats, He defeated DK and Diddy and his superior to people who also beat them. He beat the Kongs multiple times and tricked them. He fought all 5 Kongs in a boxing match at DK64, tricked the smartest Kong, Cranky Kong, blitzed Diddy and Luigi in a fight, survived a harsh beating from Mario, and survived a Falcon Punch from DK in the face. These are some pretty impressive feats. Not to mention, King k.rool held Diddy hostage in a rap battle for the trade for the crystal coconut. I'm not making this up.
I'm a reasonable, raving, derangeable despot. I'll tell you what, we'll trade like a stock exchange. Wheel and deal, how's that deal? It's a steal. Diddy for the coconut for Diddy.
Don't do it, he's bluffing, I hope.
I guarantee you to see there's no pity for Diddy. No bluffing.
There's one thing I forgot to mention though, his giant form. His stats are at least doubled or tripled, and he can create a huge storm. He can summon meteors the size of large houses that are powerful enough to destroy towns. His weapons are supersized. He can also create winds powerful enough to knock DK away, and just by slamming his fists, he can create a tremor that knocks things out of the sky. He has insane area control and create an island-level storm while in this form. However, k.rool is not invincible in this form. 5 good hits from DK is all it took to get him out of there. He can be tricked like the time he was tricked into looking at Candy Kong, in which Funky Kong snuck up on him and shot him in the back with a boot, sending him flying. He's a Nintendo villain, so he obviously has plot-based stupidity at times, and his mechas aren't as powerful as him, therefore they can be destroyed pretty fast. And he can lose his crown, one weapon he's always shown to have on him. But overall, k.rool's pretty insane. Star level strength and durability, faster than light to MFTL plus speeds, a hack-spilled arsenal that can slow down, disorientate, and freeze people, many ways to seal someone away, and stat boosting giant form, this King of the Crocs is very, very powerful.